Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Let's start heating up some aluminum. Just to get us started, this was what I decided to go ahead and bolt the down tube for the muffler. For the muffler, just a down tube, because it's not really going to be a muffler. It's just going to be down tube into high temp silicone tube going out the bottom of the airplane. So we're not really worried about a muffler. We just want good flow. What I did was, because of the place I work at, we always have scrap steel sitting around outside. So I went ahead and grabbed a piece of this bracket. And for those of you that have done any kind of camping with an RV and decided to tow your car behind you, you've probably seen these things before. So let me go ahead and I'm going to show you how we are going to try to bend this. And you guys are going to be here for the whole show. So the whole thing is patience for you, patience for me. Aluminum itself melts at usually about 12 to 1300 degrees. At about half that, 600, 650, it actually loses half of its strength. Because I've worked with aluminum before, right? When I was a machinist, way back when. And so what we're going to have to do is get it probably somewhere in the 800 degree range. But we're not 100% sure on what this really is. Because like I said, it looks like it's cast and then machined. But the strange thing is we really don't know what type of aluminum it is, what kind of alloy. It's up. So we're going to start low. We're probably going to start somewhere around 600. And when I start putting torque on it, we're going to warm it up, put a little bit of torque on it and see if it wants to move. I don't want to put a lot of stress on it. I want it to move relatively easily. So in this we're going to find out as things progress. So let me go ahead, get all this stuff set up. I did get some sand and went ahead and shook it out, and I made a simple little teeny shaker out of one of my little canisters that I got years ago. So I just went ahead and melted some holes in the top and shook it for about 3 minutes, and got more than I need. So this is going to get poured into it, and this little cap right here out of wood is going to go ahead and get glued into it. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around the top. We're going to call it CA glue, and just push it down inside. So we're compressing the sand on the inside of this, not so it's rock hard, but we want it so we'll sit there and tap this thing just to get it to settle all the way down to the bottom, just because we don't want this thing crimping as we're trying to bend it. So before I fill it, this little line right here is where I have to bend this off to. We're rotating it approximately 60 degrees. So this piece here is going to have to be like this when we're done. So I don't really think there's going to be a problem with it. I don't think so, but we'll find out as we go along. So let me go ahead, let me get this thing filled up, capped off, and then let's go ahead, grab the MAP gas torch, and let's start warming it up. Hopefully we can see that's where it's at, and that's the height I need to go ahead and take this little plug, going to glue it in place, and then we're going to go ahead and flip this thing so it's horizontal, and reset up the camera, and hopefully it's going to work. Alright, we're going to be using, there we go, our little temp sensor, just to figure out what the temperature is. And we're going to find out what this thing goes up to, because I'm not sure. We're going to find out. It may not get a reading on the aluminum at all. 107 at the bottom, 84 at the top. I don't know how well this is going to work, so let's just keep warming it up. .336, we're getting there. We're just going to keep doing it slowly. We know what the flash point of wood is. 451 degrees, so we're getting there. Let's go ahead and put my little bendy tool on there, and let's see if we can get it to think about moving. And it is bending. Let's keep it rolling. Bending nicely halfway out, and it's starting to deform on the very tip. It's too hot, so I'm going to go ahead and not focus on the tip at all. We're going to be working just down in here. This, because it's annealed, I can go ahead and make that round again. All right, I'm going to go ahead and drill this tool here a little bit deeper. Hold tight. Okay, I went about a ½ inch deeper on this, so it does go ahead and it goes a little bit farther down. I want to see if I can get it, because right now it's bending out here. From this point out, it's bending very nicely. And we're almost at the right angle. I just want it to rotate a little bit more here, and then we'll go ahead and bend it down. Then I'll probably dump the sand and come in here, and let's go ahead and make this end piece round again. All right, let's see what we can do. We're close. We're not that much close, but we're close. That's only about 5 degrees. I'm probably going to go ahead and then put the sand back in it, make a new plug because I had to destroy the plug getting it out. And we're going to bend it back from here. I just want to try to get a little bit more. So the only part that I had any kind of real deformation of the tube was here. And that wasn't when I was bending it this way. It was when I was bending it down to make it come 90 degrees straight down. You know, I can try to reform that a little bit and bring this out once I get it hot again. The temp I was working with, let's just say when this happened, I got you can just start to see a little bit of color in the aluminum, and it made it a little bit too soft. And that was the problem with this down here. So, but aluminum itself, unless you have the lights turned off, it's very difficult. So it's very possible when I go ahead and try to bend this thing a little bit more, I'll go ahead and kick the lights off inside the garage just to make sure that I'm not getting the aluminum too hot. Take two. Let's try it again. There we go. This is going to be good. We're just going to try to bend it from here on out. I don't know how much I want to try to rotate this thing. Let's see what we can do. I'd rather hit it down here. That may be it. That may be it. I think we're going to be pretty darn close on that one now. Let's go ahead, take it off, and see what happens. All right. Hopefully third time's the charm. We're that much. Gotta go that way just a little teeny bit. Very little bit. It's so close I probably could go with it, but me just being myself, I need that extra bit. It's got to come over about that much more, which is, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch. So just as long as I get the whole thing rotated that way, it's going to be straight down. So let's go ahead and hopefully do the final section of bend. Oh, is that bending nice? I think that was it. I think that was the final tweak. All right, let me go ahead, cool it down. Bring it right back. Let's see if we can show you better this way. All right, what it is we are so close. I'm pretty much okay with this. It's pretty darn near close to straight down. Now I'm also going to be using a high temp silicone tube on this. Once it gets clamped on, in that tube, you can go ahead and move it any way you want to move it. So I'm not really worried about that little bit of still forward. We'll have plenty of clearance coming down around the side, so this will work. Once again on this one too, that you can see where it was kinked in just a little bit. You know, as much as that it kind of pains me in a way, because there's no way I can go in and fix this. Yeah, it's a very, very soft aluminum, and that was the whole thing, is that when you go in and you try to warm it up, to anneal it, it's a very strange aluminum, and it didn't really do what I thought it was going to do. The first bend, everything was pretty good. The second bend, it was about the same. This little thing that I was talking about, that hasn't really gotten any worse. That's just the way that is. But when you blow through it, I mean, it still has good enough flow. Is it what we really need for that engine? I'm not 100% sure. So as of right now, I'd kind of like to go ahead and let's use this on testing. Eventually I will get the engine set up on a test stand. I'll have to put together something for it because I don't have a board anymore. I used to have one to attach motors to, but on my glorious move out here, I parted company with it, so I may have to go ahead and build a new one, just so that we can put the motor on there and just to see what we're looking at, you know, pretty much as RPM wise. Any of you guys out there that have used this motor and used this down tube, let me know what kind of RPMs you were running with it. The prop I've got for it's around here somewhere. I don't know exactly what the numbers on it was, but it was the one that was recommended for it. I'm just trying to, you know, I'm just trying to make a judgment call on whether I want to try to use this or not. You know, there's not really too much in the way of what I can do with this right now, with the exception of just try it. But like I said, when you blow through it, you have very good flow. I'd like to know how much that little bit really, what this engine really puts out for exhaust. Is that going to really affect it that much? It's going to add a little back pressure, which is okay. It might offer low-end torque, more low-end torque with the back pressure on it, but just won't give you the high revs. So you guys go ahead. We're going to call this a video, good or bad. Go ahead and let me know what you guys would do, whether you guys would just go ahead build your own, or if you've got any other ideas wiser than mine. So we'll see you guys next time back in the shop.